Man, like I'm sorry, Rob, to cut you off. During the pandemic, the whole pandemic joint, I go back and I'm gonna check you out, Zoe. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know Fonte and all, so that's how I know you, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
I've been following you. So during the pandemic, you and Tall Guy, y'all been, you know what I'm saying, collaborating and doing your thing. I know that technology brings everybody together, right? I mean, you can send a track off to somebody else and they feel the track and they do it like that.
mm,
Um, but when I'm watching you all, it seems like y'all doing this in live time, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
how so the vibe different because y'all in two different spots? Is it more if y'all were together? You know what I'm saying? When you're together, is that vibe more? Do you feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Nah, it's definitely different. I know Tall Black would agree. We try to connect in person as much as we can just because we know that the vibe is different. For example, a song like Talking to Myself, which leads off Abstractions, like that wouldn't have been made if we were, in separate cities like we are now. I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland, and he's back at home in Detroit. That's something where we had to be in the same room because the way that we, built and layered that song,
Mm-hmm.
everything was just, done where we were bouncing off of each other, basically bouncing ideas off each other. As I was playing the chords, Tall Black is over on the side and he's building the drums. And as he's building the drums, I'm hearing something else. I'm like, oh shoot, well, let me add, this note, and he's, adding, little accents over here. So it was definitely a kind of a ping pong effect, creatively, when we do get together in person. And I think that we kind of thrive off of that. So we try,
Hmm.
even now, when I go back home, I make sure I pull up to his crib, and we get creative. And when he's out here, we make sure that we take that time to do the same, because we know that that's kind of our wheelhouse right now.
Word, word.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's a different thing being in the same room as opposed to trading files. It can be done. It can be done, but
Can be
Mm-hmm.
done.
the energy is different for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So, being that you guys are both from Detroit, so other than the obvious that you're both from Detroit, how did you come about to bring about this collaboration, this album, Abstractions? How did that come about?
It was a long, long journey to even get to that.
Long journey.
Yeah, I kind of speak on this one. So I had a friend of mine that kind of put me on Zoe probably around like 2004.
Hmm.
Um, I always forget the name of this project, bro. Every
you talking
time we
about
have it,
you talking about passion and definition?
there you go. Yes,
Yeah,
and then I
the
should
blue
know
the
this.
blue album.
The blue album. Yeah, it's the blue one.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Anyways, no, he put me on. He was like, man, you should check this cat out. This cat named Zoe, man. He was real dope. He was actually I actually got the friend of mine. We have a mutual friend, me and Zoe as well. Dwayne
Pow.
Powell from
Yeah.
Chicago. He was the one that put my man on it, and then he gave it to me, and I was like, man, this cat's dope. You know what I mean? Didn't think anything of it. I was like, man, he's dope. Let's keep it going. You know what I mean? So then we fast forward to I think around like 2012, 13
Hmm.
or something
Hmm.
around there. Um he had reached out to get a remix from me. It was This Could Be the Night. It was a record
Hmm.
off of his Sunstorm album.
Yep.
Now
I was
mind you,
listening to it earlier.
that's 6 years of time passed,
Right.
right? So that's that you have that. I'm in a whole completely different country, you know, all those different things. So
I
then,
think at that point we were kind of like messaging
yeah,
each
yeah,
other
yeah,
on like
yeah, yeah,
Facebook.
yeah.
Like we
'Cause-
were in communication at this point, but it
yes,
wasn't anything.
absolutely. It wasn't
Let's
unofficial.
yeah,
You
it
know,
wasn't
that's
nothing.
back in the
Wasn't
day
nothing
when
yet.
you say, that's back in the day when you say, we were just communicating through Facebook. That's like I was,
Right.
I was,
Yeah,
that's
we
like
ain't had
You
I
still
was.
do
we
that though.
had
I
we
mean,
had
yeah,
numbers or nothing like
Hey,
that.
that's cause we
Nah,
old. That's cause we old. That's cause
nah.
we
hey
old.
y'all.
But now, but
Yeah,
Hey,
shit. Hey,
What's up,
nigga, hip
King?
hop
yeah,
mom. Hey,
yeah.
yeah, that's
Crazy,
what's up.
crazy, right? So you go from there. So that was 2012, around that area, and so I ended up relocating back to United States and end up coming to stay roughly in the same area where Zoe was at, and this is around 2017, and we
Mhm.
still like we kind of got up, you know, had a drink, broke bread, blah blah blah, but we actually didn't really get up into actually be in the same room until 2019, May of 2019,
Yep.
and when that happened, it was like okay, we was tripping, and we should have did this a long time ago.
Cause that first joint was crazy. Like the first joint happened, and we was looking at each other like, why we didn't do this shit before, man? Like it was like the
Yeah,
skies opened up. Like
yeah,
it was really crazy because I
yeah,
at a time like at that point in time I was at a kind of rough point in my life, and
yeah,
you know I was kind of
yeah,
plateauing creatively, and I hit up Tall Black just to see about coming through and collaborating. And he was like,
yeah,
bet. Like 2 days later, he was over here, and we had, we broke bread, had some breakfast, and listened to some music, and he played me some joints, and was like, yo. So I started messing around, and he started building some drums, and you know, 45 minutes later, we had a joint, and
yeah, yeah.
it got real crazy after that. It got stupid
Yeah.
crazy after that.
Let me ask you, man. Is it hard like you know how people get like the how Hollywood old shit, your people call my people, let me get with your people. And
Yeah.
you like people that you want to collab with. Is it hard to really collab with those people because of the whole industry? Like I can't fuck with you because this label got you on this shit. You know what I'm saying? More so like it was back in the days when everybody just pretty much, bounced on everybody else's shit because everybody could eat off of it and
Right,
everybody was just vibing.
right.
So is the business making it more hard that you to make you like work with cats that you want to work with?
I mean, I think coming into this, I'm like I'm independent. I'm not under anybody,
I do what I want.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
and
Yep.
and the thing about it is like I respect this brother's music, and as I got to know him, like he's just a good guy,
Right.
he's a
Right.
family dude, so that just made that much. It just made it a lot easier when we actually got into the studio and started creating, though. You know what I mean? But it was like, why
Mhm.
not? You know what I'm saying? I didn't really,
Hmm.
it's kind of the same thing. Like I'm just coming out of a rough patch, trying to figure things out,
Right.
and then we got together and it was just like, okay, the universe is saying something right now. Probably you don't need to make music by yourself anymore.
Uh-huh.
You
Uh-huh.
probably you probably need to start trusting
Hmm.
folks,
Right. Right. The
Yeah.
and
process of other people. Right. Right.
Yeah.
and that
Can't do
that's
it with
kind of how it
everybody.
was. No, you
But let me
can't. You
just
can't. No, no, no.
let me
It's
let me tell
true.
you